All right, hello, my fabulous fifth grade math students. Here we go with our math lesson for today. We are going to be on math lesson 12.7, so you can open your books to that, or actually you don't even need to open your books. You can just follow along with me here on the screen. I've got it pulled up, multiplying decimals by decimals. All right, this should be kind of review for you. We've hit on this a little bit in the past, but we are going to go ahead and do our lesson today. And if you want to read with me right here at the top, our story problem for today is from 2009 to 2011, approximately 8/10 of a million hybrid vehicles were sold in the United States. All right, 8/10 of a million for those 3 years. Then it goes on to say from 2012 to 2014, the total number of hybrid vehicles sold was about 1.9 times the total for the previous 3 years. So 1.9 times that 0.8 million. So it says approximately how many hybrid vehicles were sold in the U.S. from 2012 to 2014. Well, we can tell that it's 1.9 times 0.8 million. So to find the answer, we're going to multiply 1.9 times 0.8, or you could say 1.9 by 8/10. So you're multiplying a decimal by a decimal. All right, so in order to multiply a decimal by another decimal, here are our steps. First of all, multiply as you would with whole numbers. So look right here. They're taking the decimal out. You take the decimal out and you simply multiply as if they were whole numbers. So let's do that over here. They just took 19 times 8. 8 times 9 is 72. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 7 more is going to be 15. All right, so they got 152. But that's just the first step, right? Multiply as you would with whole numbers. The next step says to count the total number of decimal places in both of the factors. All right, so let's go back to these factors up here. 1.9 and 0.8. How many decimal places are there? Okay, they did it right here for us. One decimal place is here in 1.9, right? There. One decimal place is in 0.8 right there. So it's a total of 2 decimal places. And remember our rule, which is right here, the third step, mark off the same number of decimal places in the product as there were in the factors. So if there's 2 decimal places up here in the question or the problem, there needs to be 2 decimal places in the answer. So look at what they did to their 152. Let's go back up to our sample up here, right here. 152. Where is the decimal point when you have a whole number? The decimal point is going to be right here. So we're moving it 2 decimal places in. Why are we doing that? Because there are 2 decimal places in the products, and we want the products to match, the factors to match the product. So you can see their answer, 1.52. The decimal point got moved 2 spots. So approximately 1.52 or 152 hundredths of a million hybrid vehicles were sold from 2012 to 2014. All right, so let's go ahead and go back and scroll this up a little bit so we can look at some of these practice problems. Okay, so let's study these examples. So we're right here. Okay, look at this example. You have 39 hundredths times 45 hundredths. All right, so the first step you're going to do, remember, is to multiply them as if they were whole numbers, which let's do up in the right here. We've got 39 times 45. Remember, this is just as if they were whole numbers. 5 times 9 is 45. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 4 more is 19. All right, if we're going to move over to the tens spot, we need to put a 0, the hero placeholder in here to save our spot, and we need to get rid of this 4 that we carried so it doesn't mess us up. That makes us able to move on to the 10 spot. So 4 times 9 is 36. 36, sorry, that's really messy there. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 3 more is 15. We add this up. We get 1,755, but remember that's only the first step. All we did is multiply them without the decimals, but we have to put the decimals back. The decimals in the factors have to match the decimal that you put in the product. So look at what we have here. We have 2 decimal places. 1, 2. We have 2 decimal places here. 3, 4. So we need to take the decimal and move it 4 spots, or we need to have 4 decimal places. So let's go back up to here. This is a whole number. That means the decimal point currently is right there. We're going to take it 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to put the decimal point right there, which you can see they did down here. 4 decimal places, and that's the answer. All right, really not too hard. Again, multiply like you normally do, count up those decimal places in the question, and make the same number of decimal places in the answer, and you should be great. So let's look at this one. 2 and 1500ths times 4 and 5/10. They multiplied like normal, and they would have gotten 9,675. But then you have 1, 2, 3 total decimal places in your question or in your factors, so you need 3 decimal places in your answer. So what originally had a decimal point there, 1, 2, 3, you moved it to right there. Okay, so let's try one more. Let's go back here and move this up. All right, here we go. So let's see. Let's do number 3. All right, I'm going to do it up here to the right, so I've got a little more space. It's a little hard to do. Actually, let me do it down here. Maybe we can squeeze it out here. All right, we've got 10 and 2/10 times 7/10. 7 times 2, 14. 7 times 0, 0 plus 1 is 1. 7 times 1 is 7. All right, do we need to do this 0 right here? No, we're just going to get a bunch of zeros, so we don't need to do that. It's not worth anything. So now I've got 714, but the second step says, how many places past the decimal? Oopsie, sorry. So I've got this, 1 right here, and 1 right here. 2 places past the decimal. Oh my. So the decimal point currently is right here. 1, 2. I'm going to move it right there. So my new answer is 7.14, or 7 and 14 hundredths. All right. These ones down here are going to get kind of long because you've got 3 numbers times 3 numbers. So remember, you're going to have to figure out your answer, put a placeholder in, figure out your answer. When you get over here to this 1, you have to put a placeholder in the 1 spot, placeholder in the 10 spot, and you're going to start over here in the hundreds. That's your basic multiplication that you already know. You add it up, you get your answer, whatever that is, and you look and say, oh, I've got 1 place past the decimal, 2 places past the decimal. So this decimal point is going to go 1, 2, right there. Whatever your answer is, that's where it's going to go. All right, so that is lesson 12.7, and I will upload another video for lesson 12.8, which just adds one little tiny extra thing that you will totally be able to handle. All right, good job. Watch the next video, and then you will have an IXL to test you on how well you learn this. All right.